Imagine this: the world around you is still asleep. The streets are empty, the phones are silent, and the chaos of life has not yet begun. It is 4 a.m. While most people are lost in dreams, you have a choice that can change the entire course of your life. Today, I want to show you how a single habit, waking up at 4 a.m., can transform your mind, your body, and your soul forever. Because you see, success, peace, and fulfillment are not accidents, they are choices. And the quiet hours before sunrise are a secret door, a door to opportunities, clarity, and growth that others will never see. There is something profoundly transformative about the early hours of the morning. When the world around you is still wrapped in sleep, when the streets are quiet and the sky is painted with the first gentle hues of dawn, there exists a kind of peace that cannot be found anywhere else. It is not just the absence of noise, it is the presence of clarity, the presence of stillness, the presence of opportunity. In these precious hours, the mind is free from distraction, the heart is free from haste, and the soul can finally breathe. This is a time when you can think without interruption, pray without hurry, and reflect without fear of judgment. The early hours carry a sense of sacred calm, a silence so profound that it almost speaks to you, whispering truths that are lost in the chaos of the day. When you wake before the world awakens, you find yourself alone with your thoughts, and in that solitude you discover yourself. You notice the gentle rhythm of your own breathing, the quiet strength within your own heart, and the endless possibilities that each new day brings. It is in these hours that your mind can truly plan, your spirit can truly recover, and your intentions for the day can be set with clarity and purpose. The early morning becomes a canvas, a space where dreams are nurtured before the demands of the day attempt to pull you in every direction. There is also a spiritual richness in these quiet hours. The stillness allows you to connect with something greater than yourself, whether through prayer, reflection, or meditation. It is a time to seek guidance, to offer gratitude, and to align yourself with your deeper purpose. The peace of the early morning is not passive, it is active and renewing. It strengthens your resolve, replenishes your energy, and prepares you to face the day with wisdom and courage. In a world that rarely stops, these early hours are a gift, a rare sanctuary where the mind, body, and soul can meet in harmony. It is here, in the quiet before the sunrise, that life feels unhurried, that clarity is attainable, and that you are reminded of the extraordinary power of simple stillness. The peace of the early hours is not fleeting. It leaves a lasting impression, shaping the way you think, act, and respond to the world long after the sun has risen. Discipline at dawn is not merely about waking up early. It is about making a deliberate choice to take control of your life before the world even begins to stir. It is in those quiet moments, when most people are still wrapped in sleep, that you decide to rise, to move, to act with intention. This simple yet powerful act of discipline sends a message to yourself and to the universe that you will not be governed by laziness, distraction, or circumstance. Each day that you commit to rising early, you are sculpting your character, reinforcing your resilience, and reshaping the very essence of who you are. When you cultivate discipline at dawn, you begin to notice a shift in how you view challenges and opportunities. The world may still be asleep, but you are awake, alert, and ready. You learn to value consistency over comfort, effort over excuses, and purpose over procrastination. This consistency begins to redefine your identity because it demonstrates to you that you are capable of more than you had previously imagined. You start to see yourself as someone who can rise above the ordinary, who can prioritize what matters, and who refuses to let fleeting pleasures dictate long-term growth. Discipline at dawn also teaches patience and self-mastery. There is a quiet struggle in leaving the warmth of your bed for the chill of the early morning, in choosing effort over ease. But each time you make that choice, you are reinforcing a habit of self-control. You are telling your mind and your heart that your goals are worth the discomfort, that your dreams deserve the sacrifice, and that your future self is worth investing in today. Over time, these repeated acts of discipline become woven into your very identity. They shape the way you respond to stress, the way you make decisions, and the way you pursue excellence in every area of life. Moreover, the discipline of rising early spills over into other aspects of life. You begin to approach work, relationships, and personal growth with intentionality. You realize that identity is not something fixed. It is crafted through repeated choices, and discipline at dawn is one of the most potent tools for creating the person you aspire to be. By choosing action, consistency, and commitment in the early hours, you redefine yourself from someone who is reactive to life to someone who is proactive, purposeful, and powerful. The first hour of your day is more than just a stretch of time. It is a declaration of how the rest of your day will unfold. When you rise early and dedicate the first moments to purposeful action, you are setting the tone for everything that follows. This hour carries a power that many overlook: the power to influence your mindset, your energy, and your choices. How you begin your day often determines whether you feel motivated or lethargic, focused or scattered, positive or overwhelmed. It is a subtle but profound truth. The first hour shapes the entire day. When you use this hour intentionally, you create momentum. Simple practices such as planning your tasks, reflecting on your goals, expressing gratitude, or even engaging in physical movement act as the foundation for productivity and clarity. The early moments are free from distractions, free from the pressures and demands of the world. In this sacred time, you have the chance to align your mind with your purpose, to nurture your spirit, and to prepare yourself mentally and emotionally for what lies ahead. By starting deliberately, you create a ripple effect. The calm, focus, and energy of the first hour flow into every decision and action throughout the day. The first hour also trains your mind to prioritize what truly matters. Without it, the day can easily be hijacked by reactive habits, distractions, and urgencies that do not serve your long-term growth. But when you claim this time for reflection, planning, and self-improvement, you assert control over your life. You are no longer carried by circumstance. Instead, you lead with intention. This hour becomes your anchor, a moment where purpose triumphs over chaos and clarity triumphs over confusion. Furthermore, the psychological impact of a strong start cannot be overstated. Knowing that you have already achieved something meaningful in the first hour, even if it is as simple as reading, praying, journaling, or exercising, gives you confidence and motivation to tackle larger tasks. It transforms your mindset from passive to proactive, from reactive to empowered. This is the magic of the early hour. It is small in time but enormous in consequence, shaping the trajectory of your thoughts, your actions, and your results. When you embrace the first hour with intention and discipline, you realize that life is not just lived in grand moments, but in the accumulation of small, deliberate choices. The way you begin your day becomes the blueprint for how you live your life. Rising early is not simply an act of waking before the sun. It is an act of aligning yourself with your life's true direction. In the quiet of the early morning, when the world is still and distractions are minimal, your mind becomes a clear space where reflection and intention can take root. This is the moment when you can examine your goals, revisit your dreams, and assess whether your daily actions are moving you closer to your purpose. The early hours provide a unique opportunity to reconnect with the reason you do what you do, the cause that drives you, and the values that define who you are. When you rise before the rest of the world, you grant yourself the gift of solitude, a time to think deeply, to pray, to meditate, and to set meaningful intentions. It is during these hours that the noise of responsibilities, obligations, and social pressures has not yet reached you. Your heart can listen, your mind can focus, and your spirit can awaken to clarity. In this calmness, you can ask yourself the important questions: am I living my life with purpose? Am I taking steps toward the impact I wish to leave on the world? Am I aligned with what truly matters? These moments of introspection shape decisions that will carry throughout the day, ensuring that you are not moving aimlessly, but with intention. Early rising also strengthens your commitment to long-term goals. By dedicating the first hours to reflection, planning, or personal growth, you prioritize what matters most rather than letting urgent but trivial matters dictate your energy. This habit cultivates discipline, focus, and consistency, the essential tools for turning purpose into tangible outcomes. Over time, you begin to see that the connection between your actions and your purpose is strengthened each morning, creating a cycle of intentional living that impacts every area of your life. Moreover, waking early nurtures a sense of gratitude and spiritual awareness. In the stillness before the day begins, you can acknowledge your blessings, seek guidance, and reaffirm your mission. This strengthens the bond between your inner self and your higher goals, giving you a sense of direction that is grounded in both intention and mindfulness. When you consistently rise early, you find that your purpose is no longer a distant idea. It becomes a living part of your daily routine, guiding your choices, energizing your actions, and inspiring you to walk confidently on the path you were meant to follow. There is a unique power in solitude, especially during the early hours of dawn. When the world is quiet and the sun has not yet risen, you are granted a rare space to step away from the chaos, the noise, and the demands that often overwhelm your mind and heart. In this stillness, you are left with yourself, your thoughts, your feelings, and your inner world. While some may fear solitude, it is in these quiet moments that true healing begins. You are able to process emotions that may have been ignored, reflect on experiences that have weighed you down, and let go of the burdens that cloud your spirit. Solitude at dawn is not loneliness. It is a restorative pause, a time when your soul can catch up with your life and your heart can find peace. In these hours, your mind is free to think clearly without the interruptions of emails, messages, or responsibilities. You can focus on what truly matters: your goals, your values, and your dreams. The clarity that emerges during this time allows you to see solutions where confusion once resided, and opportunities where obstacles once seemed insurmountable. This quiet reflection nurtures wisdom, strengthens resilience, and prepares you to approach the day with intention rather than reaction. Solitude at dawn also provides a space for emotional and spiritual replenishment. You can release regrets from yesterday, forgive yourself for past mistakes, and reset your heart to face the day with hope and determination. It is a moment to reconnect with your inner strength and to remind yourself of your worth and purpose. In this sacred time, you find energy not from the demands of the world, but from the stillness that surrounds you. You are refueled not with external distractions, but with the quiet nourishment of introspection, gratitude, and mindfulness. Furthermore, the habit of embracing solitude at dawn cultivates independence and self-awareness. It teaches you that your happiness, clarity, and strength are not reliant on external validation or constant activity. Instead, you discover that within yourself lies a well of peace, creativity, and resilience that can carry you through the challenges of life. Over time, this daily practice transforms not only your mornings but your entire life, as you learn to approach each day with a balanced mind, a healed heart, and a refueled spirit ready to embrace whatever comes your way. Waking up at 4 a.m. is not simply about rising early. It is about gaining a profound advantage over the rest of the world. While most people are still lost in sleep, you are awake, intentional, and purposeful. This routine creates a rhythm in your life that builds momentum, sharpens your mind, and strengthens your discipline. By claiming the early hours, you are not only getting a head start on your day, you are building a lifestyle that sets you apart. A lifestyle that accumulates benefits over time in ways that are nearly invisible to those who wait for the world to wake. The advantage of a 4 a.m. routine is in its consistency. Small, deliberate actions performed daily compound into extraordinary results. When you rise early, you can dedicate time to personal development, planning, learning, and spiritual growth. While others struggle to catch up, you are already moving forward. Each morning becomes an investment in your future self. Over weeks, months, and years, This consistent effort creates a foundation of skills, clarity, and resilience that is difficult to achieve by working only within the conventional hours of the day. A 4 a.m. routine also builds mental strength. Choosing to leave the comfort of your bed requires willpower, determination, and focus. These qualities, once strengthened in the early hours, transfer to every aspect of your life, your work, your relationships, and your personal ambitions. You learn that discipline is not a one-time act but a lifestyle. By rising before the world, you cultivate habits that empower you to overcome procrastination, tackle challenges proactively, and approach life with intentionality rather than reaction. Moreover, the early morning is a time when creativity, clarity, and focus peak. Your mind is undisturbed by noise and distraction, allowing you to solve problems, plan strategically, and reflect deeply. This advantage is not limited to professional or material gain, it extends to emotional and spiritual growth as well. You can connect with your values, strengthen your purpose, and set intentions that carry through the day, giving your life structure, direction, and meaning. In essence, a 4 a.m. routine separates those who wish from those who achieve, those who dream from those who act. It is a daily practice that multiplies opportunities, strengthens character, and empowers you to live life on your terms. By choosing to rise early consistently, you are not simply gaining hours in your day, you are creating a lifetime advantage that shapes the trajectory of your success, your happiness, and your impact on the world.